Ireland Connected in association with pigsback.com. You get more back with pigsback.com.
Now, at that time of week again, when we take a look at some interesting websites that have caught the eye of our web expert, Maeve Kneafsey. And this morning we're going to be looking at a fun site that shows you what you would have looked like in the 50s. Not in your 50s, back in the 50s. Maeve is here to tell us more. Good morning, Maeve. Before we get to that one, let's go to www.amazon.ie. Now, Amazon is one of the best known sites, one of the best known internet companies in the world. I wouldn't have thought there's much more that we can need to know about them, is there?
Well, exactly. I mean, you think that we know everything about Amazon, but firstly, they've started to offer a very good offer to Irish consumers. They give you free delivery if you purchase anything to the value of over €25. So just
before you go on there was some issue with Irish customers with Amazon, wasn't there, with credit cards and what would be accepted and what wasn't, and how much stuff you could get across in the UK.
Exactly, and also around certain types of products.
Yeah.
In 2006, they stopped selling certain products into Ireland around electrical goods.
Well, they're not the only. Play.com and a few others won't do electrical goods outside of the UK, or certainly won't do them to Ireland either.
Yeah, and the thing is all the complexity around the recycling payments that you have to make if you're buying electrical goods. So that they've gone back on that as well. So now you can, in fact, buy electrical goods. So that's all gone. So there's a couple of new things that Amazon are doing that directly impact Irish people. One is obviously the free delivery, over €25, and the second is that you can actually buy electrical goods. So I was thinking it's coming up to that time of year that we don't want to even mention yet, but if you were to sit down and actually do a lot of shopping on Amazon, you'd be amazed at the variety of what you can get.
And the savings.
There's no limitations. Very good savings.
Did you do any kind of cost-benefit analysis in terms of...
I think on a lot of the things like books, which is their core, there isn't real savings because it's pretty much, except for special offers. But it's the convenience of it, really. I think that's
book CDs and DVDs are kind of staples of Christmas now anyway, aren't they? And they're reliable gifts.
Exactly. But also they do specials, where you'll get a really good deal. But I think it's just really convenient, really easy to use, and free delivery, that actually adds to the benefits.
Okay, and obviously now there is www.amazon.ie, and there has been for a while, but I mean a lot of people used to use the .co.uk or .com, and there was problems with it, but that's all removed. Okay, next one is littlescamp.ie. And obviously it's aimed at children, as the name would indicate.
It is, exactly. And this is an Irish site, actually. And what happened was that the couple who set it up had been very conscious that to try and get children's shoes, any sort of variety of children's shoes in terms of styles, is actually quite limited in Ireland. And particularly compared to places like Italy or France, where there's a mass variety of shoes for kids. So they thought, well, we'll create a website. And that's exactly what they've done. So there's a huge variety of children's shoes with loads and loads of different styles. And I tried to do a cost comparison between, what I know you're going to pay if you go out and buy it in a shop and compare it to the website. And it seems to be a very good saving. So on average, €50 is what you normally pay for a good pair of school shoes.
Yeah, that's,
example.
I mean, the lack of variety and choice is one thing, but also the price of children's shoes is absolutely scandalous.
Yeah,
and unless you're not going to get more than about 6 months out of them anyway.
Absolutely, and they are, we all want to buy the right shoes for our kids' feet, and so we tend to say, okay, it's €50. But I don't think it has to be €50. I mean, that's you can pay that for adults' shoes. So this one has got a great variety, plus the price is good, and the delivery charge still doesn't make it unreasonable. So I think it's a really good alternative, particularly good for younger kids, by the way.
And of course, Christmas is a great time for buying the new shoes, isn't it? For the new outfit. Okay, now here we go with this third and final one, because we're only doing 3 this week. www.YearbookYourself, all one word. YearbookYourself, all one word. .com. Now, apparently, you've done a little experimentation with this, which I haven't seen as yet, so I'm...
Oh, have you not?
Well, no, I haven't, no.
It's coming.
All right, well, okay, tell us what the site is first of all.
The process, basically, it allows you to upload a photograph of yourself, or anybody you like, and then you can decide what you'd look like in a certain era. So basically, an era is superimposed on top of you, okay, in black and white. So it could be the 50s, it could be the Beehive, which I've tried for myself. Well, there you are. There's you. I think
that's me going for the Barack Obama look, is it?
And you just literally pick your year, and then your face is superimposed on that particular year. And
go back to the one with the mullet, because I was around in that era.
Do you recognise yourself?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, that could be... Oh, that's what, Kurt Cobain, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Actually, do you know what?
Val Doonigan there for a second with the sweater.
Oh, God. Oh. Right, so go... right, did they do a 50s one? Or the one with the...
the suit, right. the black tie and the suit, yeah, and then the swept back hair. But there's absolutely hours of fun. I mean, I think anyone gets drawn into this, and you've so much fun with it, and then you can share the photographs with your friend.
You didn't put a picture of yourself up there, Maeve?
I did offer. I said, happily use one of me, because I did myself with the Beehive, which is not very attractive look on me at all. In fact, I didn't look nice in any of them, but great fun.
Maeve,
I know.
There's a self-esteem issue going on there.
I don't think so. I think it's reality.
All right, okay, so this is the 50s, and this would be what?
That looks like the 70s.
That looks like sort of grunge era Kurt Cobain, doesn't it? That looks like a flock of seagulls. There's one of those, looks like a footballer.
And you can upload these on your Facebook profile, which I'm sure you have, Mark, or you can send them.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No,
right? Okay.
no Facebooking, no Beboing, no Twittering.
Yeah, okay, well, it does burn up an awful lot of time, but it is a great way to communicate.
I never ever wore a jumper like that, I wanted to be said. Never. I got one from my granny once and I refused to wear it.
Somebody's going to dig up a photograph of you on Christmas Day.
Well, there's a famous photograph from the Hot Press Mad Hatter's Day of me with hair halfway down my back. Yeah. It just looked like a Yeti, that's all. You know?
Yeah. I know a lot of hair washing had to go on at those stages as well.
Oh, we're going to do Aidan later on. That's great. So it's not just me they're mocking.
But actually, I tested Aidan, and he's very, very, whatever way his face is structured, he looks really good, and you can manipulate him, put him into a style very easily.
There you go.
There you go.
Just Aidan, his face is, whatever way it's structured, it's very good. I must remember that one. Drop that one on him now when he's least expecting it. Okay, the sites we were looking at today were Amazon.ie, littlescamp.ie and YearbookYourself.com, and that's one of those ones that you could waste hours and hours and hours and hours on, but a bit of fun. Okay, and of course you do it with all the family. Maeve, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Now, the result of last week's poll on pigsback.com, which asked, do you think the public sector should take a pay cut, is, surprisingly, 56% of our respondents said yes, 30% said no, and 14% said they didn't know. I actually would have expected that to be much higher in favour of yes, but then obviously we have a lot of public sector employees, civil servants watching us, and we do cherish your support as well. And anything we have to say about you is purely in the interest of fairness. Now, the question this week in the poll is, do you think the Green Party should stay in government? We possibly should have asked this question last Friday. And anyway, obviously you've got three choices there. Do you think they should stay in power with Fianna Fáil? Yes, no, not sure is the third option. You can log on to pigsback.com and vote, and we'll give you the results on next week's Ireland Connected web review here on IrelandAM. Maeve, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Now let's go outside to Alan.
Ireland Connected in association with pigsback.com. You get more back with pigsback.com.